Block off your calendars, say goodbye to your loved ones, and stock up on your vitamin D pills because you ain't going to be seeing the sun for a while. Rockstar Games has finally given us an official release date for Grand Theft Auto 6.
And the wait for GTA 6 will give you time to save up because video game prices are going way up. We're going to talk about all this stuff and a whole bunch more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest news from the video game industry. You can find us on YouTube and podcast services everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red, and as always, I'm joined by this gentleman right here, Mr. Full Clip. What's up, dude?
Not a lot. What's up with you?
Chilling. I've been actually doing stuff around the house, like not video game stuff because the weather broke a little bit, making myself productive. So yeah, it's kind of boring and not as exciting, but that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. That's about all I'm into. If we want to talk about gardening, we'll save it for the other podcast. Gardening News Weekly.
Mm-hmm. GNW. It's confusing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I'm excited to talk about Gardening News Weekly. Yeah, so I mean, I've been playing one game a lot of one game, but it's not nothing new. You get any video games?
Yeah, really nothing new. Just slinging that stuff over in Schedule 1. There is a new update for it though. Yeah, I like the way that the developer it's one guy plus a little bit of help. He's doing small iterative updates rather than making us wait 2 months because I think the game would probably die if it were to be like that, because there's a certain point where you kind of cap out of what you can do and the fun you're going to have in it unless you completely start over and just try your second and third attempt at it. But we're talking about spaces that already exist in the game just gets converted into, it was a useless building before, now it is the new storage unit. So you go in there, you can assign an employee, you have a parking space, so have your shipments of drugs sent there into the middle of town. So this is really helpful. I'm thinking I've got the barn that's on the outside of town. I'm making all my methamphetamine out there. I'll just have that shipped to the middle of town. And then it's way easier for me to get just, armfuls of it and take it to my dealers or take it to the customers. And it's just small little things like that are happening that are going to keep the game alive for a while. And I'm excited about it.
Yeah, dude, do you have any smart devices in your house that are listening to you? Because it's going to get weird with you talking about.
This could be a problem.
But
no, we talk about this at work. We have full volume conversations about I made some methamphetamine. I cooked in some Sudafed with it.
Perfect. Yeah, I still have to get that. I completely forgot. That'll be perfect because I have not been playing anything on my Steam Deck, and that'll be the perfect Steam Deck game for when I'm just watching TV or movies or something like that. Just have that going on too. Because I have just been playing, and I've been playing a lot of it. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It is. I mean, when we talked about it last week during our new releases, I was still early on. I'm like, dude, this is potential to be Game of the Year. Right now, it's moved into this has potential to be one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, I hear nothing but great stuff about it.
It's insane how it continues. And even with that, even knowing there was this high expectations going in, and as I'm playing it, the story just keeps blowing me away. The gameplay, as I unlock more things and figure out more builds and stuff like that, the gameplay, the hook of it, it's just so enjoyable. Especially with GTA 6 being moved, which we'll talk about soon, this definitely has potential to be Game of the Year, So yeah, it's been a long time since I've been this just kind of obsessed with the game. I've been playing it quite a bit. So very enjoyable, great story. and it looks beautiful. So
yeah.
yeah.
And I've seen this conversation come up a lot right now, and the victim of the conversation, unfortunately, is Assassin's Creed Shadows. But people are comparing and contrasting between these three games, like Schedule one person studio, early access game, making waves. Clear Obscura 33, first time the game first game published by this developer, even though we're talking about some industry vets there, and at the $50 price point compared to Ubisoft's newest 5-year in production monolith game that cost how many hundreds of millions of dollars to produce. And I haven't played Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm still interested in trying it out, so maybe they're an unfortunate victim in this circumstance, but just overall, the gaming industry as a whole, this is a look at where we're going, I think. People will gladly sacrifice some quality on one end or the other just to have fun and not have the same old money grab.
Dude, you're absolutely right, man. And that's what it is. It's a breath of fresh air. It takes from a lot of games, absolutely, but it creates something wholly new and enjoyable. Everything it does in the game, it respects the player. It's not just giving you some bullshit just to just to fill time or whatever. But everything it does, it's done sincerely with there's a reason that it's there. And it's great, man. It's the story, the action, everything about it. It's really done well. And I'm sure Assassin's Creed is probably a great game, but it's something that this is the latest iteration of that. It's not.
Yeah.
And it even for that series, that's a new idea. It's a breath of fresh air in that series. But as a whole, it's not doing anything that's groundbreaking. But yeah, I'm really looking forward. I mean, we're only in May, but Game of the Year, it's going to be fun to talk about because there's a lot of really big games coming out, and again, we'll get to it, talk about GTA6 release date. Now that whole fall is open, I'm really looking forward to see what the developers put out in that area. So, but yeah, let's get this show going so we can talk about all that stuff. First, let's get through our new releases from last week. We only got a couple. One of them is just Forza 5 on the PlayStation 5. It came out April 29th. This is the 2021 Forza game. It's the first time this series has ever been on something other than Xbox or PC. So it's really exciting. There's hundreds of cars and challenges. It's a giant open world with weather effects. Everything I'm hearing is that this is the most content-rich it's been. So this is the perfect time for it to be, debuting over on the PlayStation. It's the best Xbox racing game. And now, from everything I'm hearing, it's the best PlayStation racing game. It's just the best racer, and I played it a little bit. You played it a bit when it first came out, right?
Yeah, it was it released on Game Pass, so I was able to try it out.
Yeah. So I did too, and I would love to, go back to it just because I can't imagine. I mean, right when it came out, it had a lot of stuff in it, but now I'm hearing that there's just tons of content in there now. So, but yeah, it's cool that it's on PlayStation. It's selling really well. I think it was a good move. Although I did read a couple things saying I don't need my Xbox anymore now that this game, this was for racing fanatics. This was the reason they had an Xbox, because this was the game. And now it's, you can get on a computer, PlayStation. So
they say that, but when Forza 5.5 or Forza 6 comes out, doubt it's coming out on the PlayStation day one.
Exactly. So yeah, who knows when that'll be? But yeah, it's over there. 92 on Metacritic for the PlayStation version. And then next up, Kiborg. I think that's how you pronounced it. Kiborg. Keyboard. How would you pronounce that?
I'm under the impression that this is kind of standing for killer cyborg, so I'm thinking Kiborg too.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. Even though killer is ki and cyborg is sa, it's the whole thing. That's where I'm hung up. But anyways, this came out April 30th on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One X and S. This is a roguelike beat 'em up shooter hybrid. and it looks very, very interesting. I almost broke down when I said I was looking for something to buy on Steam Deck. I almost broke down and I bought this because it's got that Arkham style of fighting that everybody loves, where you're just bouncing back and forth between the different bad guys. And in addition to that, it's got like all this, melee weapons and guns, and then in between the levels, you get like cybernetic enhancements that you could upgrade and enhance them and stuff like that. It's super violent. It's super bloody. It came out of nowhere. Like, I was just like looking at the games one day. I was like, this game looks dope. So yeah, what do you think of this one?
That's pretty much the exact impression that I had, that it's like the Arkham style of combat. I'm thinking meets like the Hulk, because you're this super powerful dude.
Yes.
And it's super violent. It feels like a throwback in a certain way, but I really can't place what game other than having that Arkham style of combat. It looks like a lot of fun. Do you have any idea what kind of price point this is releasing at?
I think it's like $20 right now.
Oh, that's a fantastic.
Yeah, and I think that's like an maybe it's like 24 something, introductory price, like down to 20. I think it's something right around there. I was looking because I was like, when do I? Ultimately, I didn't. But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. And it's reviewing pretty well on Steam. I think it's 90 something at Steam. So yeah, looks good. It's on my wish list. We'll keep an eye on that one. All right, that is it for our new releases. Let's get into our news of the week. All right, our top story: GTA 6. We have a release date, but it's been delayed outside of fall. Our new date, May 26th, 2026. Full clip, give me your thoughts on this. I know you're excited.
Okay, I'm excited to have a release date, period, because now we have something we can kind of cling on to. Not saying that there couldn't be like a delay in the future, but yeah, it is unfortunate that it's not this year. I really thought we'd be playing it around like November at the latest, maybe October if we were lucky. They got to take the time they got to take to finish it and do it right. I would rather, we've been over this 100 times, I'd rather them finish the game and put out a finished product that's playable than to give us a heaping pile of crap that they needed to spend 6 more months on.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the statement they put out. We are very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding a new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for the support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. We look forward to sharing more information with you soon. So, yeah, as you said, I think this is good news for everybody. Jason Schreier put out a tweet saying that a big part of this was to avoid crunch, to avoid mass amounts of just pushing these workers, the developers, to their limit, which is great. There's the deadlines for these games are for the shareholders and for the shareholders only. They don't benefit the developers, they don't benefit the gamers when they need to have that game out at a certain point. So I think this is great for everybody. Maybe not the shareholders, but their shares are already up like 50% on the year anyways. I think they dropped a little bit. Next year, they'll be up another 50%. It's going to be, it's fine for everybody. So yeah, give us a fantastic game. Don't, cut any corners. I want it, done right. Make it happen. And yeah, May 26, 2026, put in your leave day for work right now. So you'll be ready.
Or a month. Yeah.
There you go.
So, a little bit of the discourse that I've seen around this, people are saying like, yeah, but watch them still release content for GTA Online or have a big update for GTA Online. And buddy, I think they can afford both. I think they've got different teams working on it. I really doubt that the development of GTA Online content is hurting this, other than whatever GTA Online is going to look like in GTA 6.
Yeah, and let that team put out some GTA Online content, get some more money coming in so that they could, finish up GTA 6. I feel like that situation is very you know, one hand washes the other or something like that. Isn't that a saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let them make that money, put it into GTA 6, get that game out here. Just give me like another trailer, something, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We're due for a trailer at least.
Yes. So the only question is now is like, when will this, so May 26, 2026, we know this is the console release date. We haven't heard anything about the PC. How long do you think that? Do you think we'll get any information about a PC release, or do you think that's just going to be pushed down the line like they normally do, and we're looking more like 2027 for that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that it's going to be at least like a year later, and who knows though. I mean, when we're talking about 2027, we're already talking about just last week. I don't even remember what game it was, but something got canceled, and it was planned for the next console generation. So this could be this type of thing where, like, just like it happened going from 360 to the Xbox One, PlayStation 3 to 4, we could be talking about this is the first version of the game, and then there's an enhanced version that comes out for the next round of consoles, and PC comes out at that point.
That's a good point. That is a real good point. Yeah. It's crazy to think that this game could be being played on the, you know, the PS6s and the Xbox 2s. I don't know where we're at now with that.
The Xbox One B.
One SXB. Yeah. So another thing that we kind of touched on at the beginning of the show is that, like, now this whole fall, where developers were scared to drop games this fall, is now wide open. You know, we have a lot of games we're waiting for release dates on. So it's going to be interesting in the next few weeks, few months, to see what, you know, does fall into those spots now that people are, like, really bummed out that they're not going to have this game that's going to take up all their time. And then, you know, what game is going to fill that void. Now, we did see Borderlands 4 came out with a showcase. They actually moved up their release date to September 12th from September 23rd. They said it wasn't due to GTA 6 at all, but I don't know, man. They're like, let's just get this out there. But their showcase looked fantastic, and I was like really on the fence about Borderlands, and now I'm thinking like, you know, I got one leg over the fence into Borderlands territory, and I'm leaning hard into it. It looks great. They showed off the new Vault Hunters, and then like how you could piece together weapons to like make like this an ultimate weapon for you, and then add enhancements to it. And then there was all these updates to the co-op to, you know, drop in, drop out, level matching and stuff like that. They're doing everything right at Borderlands. I'm excited to see how it shakes out. So that's one that, like, prior to this, I would have been like, I'm not getting any new games right now because, you know, GTA 6 is coming. That's going to be $180. I got to wait.
Yeah.
But now, who knows?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, from the preview I saw, and I kind of skimmed the last half of their, like, 30-minute deep dive into all the way the
I didn't watch all that.
It's looking pretty good. I haven't played a Borderlands kind of intently since Borderlands 2, but always interested in these games. I'm wondering, did the movie being like a massive flop, movies are one thing. I mentioned before the show, I'm going to go watch Minecraft, like going into that knowing that it's supposed to be, it's so bad it's kind of good, but Borderlands, the movie, didn't get that kind of reception. It's just apparently bad. So is that going to hurt or help this?
I think it's just like one of those things, we just don't talk about Borderlands, the movie, anymore. We're just trying to wipe that from history.
That might be best.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, man, it's gonna be fun next couple months, hopefully, as we see some of these games, you know, get more information out there about, like, what is it, like Metal Gear Solid Delta. I don't know if that has a release date, but that was this fall. I don't know. Oh, the Fallen Feathers, Wang Chung or whatever. I don't know. All those games sound the same. There were a few other ones that are like fall release dates that I don't know if we had dates for them. So yeah, I'm excited. One thing I am not excited about is when we get these new games this fall, how much are they going to cost? This is something that we got to talk about. So Microsoft, they announced some price changes, and they are going up considerably. So here, some of the prices. Now, this kicked in on May 1st, the price changes, and some of them are like, so for the base Series S, the 512 gigabyte Series S went up from $299.99 to $379.99 American. The 1 terabyte went up from $349 to $429, and now we're looking at the Series X went up $100 from $450 to $550, and $500 to $600. And then like the special edition one went up $130, dude. What is happening? In addition to that, some of the controllers are going up in price. The headsets are going up in price. Everything that they're putting out there is going up in price. And then on top of that, they said that right now, first-party games, they're staying where they're at. But this, future games that are coming out, the holiday lineup, will cost $80 when released. Real quick before we discuss it, the quote from them: "We understand that these changes are challenging and they were made with careful consideration given market conditions and the rising cost of development. Looking ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play more games across any screen and ensuring value for Xbox players." Yeesh. What are you thinking?
My timeline's kind of messed up since COVID, but what are we, like 5 years into the $10 price bump on games?
Yeah,
and it had previously been. I mean, how long had it been since they went from 50 to 60? That seems like a really long stretch. And then it feels like we just had another $10 increase, and now we're talking about $10 again. Surely to God, like, this isn't just tariff based. It has to be, even if you produce these things in the United States, it wouldn't be $10 per retail unit. And most of the time, we're not even talking about a physical copy. We're talking about now like a $10 or $20 price jump over the past decade, for a digital copy of a game. It seems like, if anything, the cost of production should have gone down.
Yeah, I don't know. And now we're not business dudes. We're video game dudes. So I don't know. I know the gaming industry has been on this downward trend for a while now. We've talked about layoffs for years and years, the development costs, what they're putting into these games versus what they're getting out. And now combine that with the tariffs as far as the console prices, getting these chips or any of these computer components in, and then with the rising cost of, manufacturing and that sort of thing, it's just like a whole like shit sandwich of, bullshit. It's the worst time to be a gamer right now. I really feel that. Like, I think that, they're feeding us a lot of trash and then charging us a ton for it. Like all these games that come out broken. Luckily, we haven't had a game like, Cyberpunk that just came out completely broken for $70. But it's just, games used to come out finished. Now games come out with that day one patch and with tons of bugs that they're slowly fixing and that sort of thing, or with all these microtransactions. Now, I don't want to sound like the old man, like saying games used to be this and all the things were on the disc, but it's just, man, it's just the nickel and diming. We talked about it a few weeks ago with the Nintendo Switch games, and now it seems to be that is just gaming. It's just Nintendo Switch was first to announce it. This is not a Nintendo thing. This is a video games thing, that the prices are just going up. I'm very happy that I already have, the two current gen consoles, and I don't have to spend this big money for it, because that's a big percentage point, man, for like, especially for like maybe a kid who's saving up, their part-time job money to go buy a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, and now you got to pay an additional $100 for that, in addition to then, $20 more for these games. Like, it's hard to be a gamer that wants to play new games. So, I don't know, man. I don't know where we go from here. Like, being an indie gamer, though, or a patient gamer, like waiting a few years or so, that's the way to go. I've always been kind of frugal like that. I'm like, if I don't need to be in there, like if it doesn't have like a multiplayer element that I want to take advantage of, if it's just a story game, I'll wait. These games, dude, they drop half price within weeks now, you know? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the market will respond to this type of thing. There's not a whole lot you can do on the console side of things. It's like when we talked about the price of the Switch 2, I said just buy it. If you're going to be into it, you're just going to buy it. And the difference of whether or not you think it should cost $50 less or not, I don't think that's going to bar you from buying it. And that's the same thing with most of these consoles. I mean, $130, $170 price increase, that's kind of crazy. But for the most part, prices are going up. Your average gamer salary probably is staying stagnant, but that's been the way it is for a long time. So it's going to be harder to afford, but I think we'll afford it eventually. The games, though, we're hitting this point where, it's going to be kind of like when you're a kid and you get to play like 2 games a year because Christmas came around and a birthday came around. And it wasn't affordable, and it's still not affordable, especially if we're talking about $80 per like AAA title. So I think people will respond. We're talking about Expedition 33 indie games that cost $20 a piece. I think people will rely a little more on those and less of the AAA blockbusters coming out for $80 or maybe one a year or 2 a year.
And that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, and on the other end, like, I don't know what justifies the price. I don't know what justifies the development price of some of these games. Like, you can't make Skull and Bones for less than $800 million. Why did that game cost that much to develop? And I hate to rag on the developers because that's a treacherous industry these days with all the layoffs and the crunch and just the way they're just under appreciated and underpaid. So I guess the problem is the big AAA corporate environment that's churning out $80 games that cost $800 million to produce. When one dude in his basement will overhaul the entire graphics of the game as a mod that costs nothing. So what's the problem? Where's the hang up?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I just saw a comparison between it was Dragon Age, the most recent Dragon Age, and then Clair Obscur showing like the costs and stuff like that. And I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think it was like Dragon Age cost like 500 million to make, and Clair Obscur cost I think it was like 5 million, dude, to make it. And it's like, and this is, so where is that cost? Is it, like you said, it's not to the developers who are like getting are constantly striking and claiming they're underpaid. So what is that cost in there? Like, it's pretty crazy.
And maybe that's what happens when you go from people who are doing the love of their craft to people who are just employed by people who tell them, well, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. And we want to shift it in this direction. What do they call it? Like a camel is a horse designed by committee. I think you've got a little bit of that going on, inflating the cost of this. People who are just giving input,
that's a great point.
To justify their salary.
That's a great point. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. That's why I will always, go with a independently created game that you could tell was made with love, with heart in it, versus, the next Madden or the next Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty. Now, granted, the Call of Duties have been, an outlier. Those have been, I thought, within the last 2 have been better than they had been previously. So at least those were, they're heading in the right direction. But yeah, man, it's maybe this is again another push for them to so they're talking about all their future games coming out for $80. Like, if you're a Game Pass subscriber though, you're not paying $80 a game for those. You're getting all their first party games as part of that subscription. So knowing that I'm subscribed, up until I think 2027 now, and I don't have to worry about that $80 price point. So that's a nice feeling. Go out there, as long as they still have it, you could buy the Xbox Live, convert it, or I think it's Gold, Xbox Gold. Convert that into Game Pass Ultimate for a pretty cheap price, man, and then you're all set. You could do that for 3 years. It's still happening.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it because I mean, we're looking at the Game Pass. Do you see the Game Pass lineup for May coming up? It's insane.
Yeah. It's see, that works for now. I'm worried about the future though, because at what point
so I'm saying do it now.
Stop. Yeah. But I mean, even if the subscription goes up to $25 a month or something for like what used to be a $15 package, or more than that, because they know they've got you bent over. You're not going to pay $80 for that game when you could pay $25 for the library, even though you can only play 1 or 2 at a time. I mean, realistically. Yeah, I don't know. It's good for now while the price is relatively low in comparison, and especially when you really just can't afford $80 game after $80 game. It's great, but they're positioning themselves to be in a position to kind of stick it to us with that even. So I don't know what the future holds there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's tough for me, for us, you know, we do this show. We want to be on the, you know, the cutting edge of these new games coming out. We can't afford to play these games. We're not getting review copies of these big games. So like either we have to pay for them so that we could talk about them on this show, or like, you know, luckily I have the PlayStation Plus and the Game Pass. So these big games that come to there, you know, I can be part of the conversation and talk about it. And it's great. It makes me feel, you know, like I'm still able to. Now, I don't play half the games that come out, more than half the games that come out, but like at least I could try them out, you know, and see what fits. It's been paying off though for me. I'm telling you, South of Midnight was one of the best games I played in a while. Claire Obscure I'm playing on Game Pass. Next, Doom comes out May 15th, dude. The new Doom, Revenge of the Savage Planet, comes out this week, May 8th. Like, that game looks fantastic. Spray Paint Simulator, that's coming out. I'm playing Crime Scene Cleaner right now. And then the next game from the guy that did the Katamari series, To a T, that comes out next month too, May 28th. So it's insane. And knowing that I don't have to pay for any of those because I'm already part of that system, it's a good feeling. And Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, and Anno 1800 both came out last week onto the system. So it's just like, it's a great service. Yeah, I really hope they don't jack up prices on that too, because they do. You know, they got me. They got me locked in. So we'll see. As long as they keep offering that conversion, man, it's the best deal going in gaming.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else we want to talk about that between Xbox and pricing and that shit?
Yeah, let's move on.
All right, let's move on to something equally depressing. A new Titanfall game has been canceled again. How many times have we said this? It's been a bunch,
at least
right,
like
dude?
3. Yeah, within the past year or 2.
It's insane. Now, along with that, there were, 300 employees of EA that were laid off, which also sucks. But the big thing...
who cares about that? Titanfall 3 is what I'm pissed about.
Got canceled again. So, yeah, this was a bummer. Here's a statement from EA. As part of our continued focus on our long-term strategic priorities, we've made select changes within our organization that more effectively aligns teams and allocates resources in service of driving future growth. We are treating our people with care and respect throughout this process, working to minimize impacts by helping affected employees explore new opportunities within the company when possible, and providing support during the transition. So, yeah, man, bummer. I hope everybody there can find new gigs. We're hearing that approximately 1/3 of the cuts were at Respawn. They were working on this new Titanfall game, Apex Legends, Star Wars games, and then a couple early stage games that really hadn't had much done to it. But yeah, man, this one hurt.
Yeah, I feel like EA has just fumbled the ball every time it came to the Titanfall series. It's a wonderful series. It's one of the best first-person shooters that I've ever played. It has the twitchy, fast-paced motion of a Call of Duty game that I like, but combined with giant fucking robots with weapons. And
yeah, dude, that played
1 and
amazingly.
2, I loved them both. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
It was the best interpretation of being in a giant mech. Like, it felt good. Everything felt weighty, and like it was fantastic. And probably the best first person shooter campaign mode ever in Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
You know, such a good game. While we're talking Respawn, a quote from them, they said, "Looking ahead, our commitment to player-first experiences remains unchanged. Innovation has always been at the core of Respawn's identity, and it continues to drive how we build the future, from evolving live experiences to crafting new worlds and stories. For Apex Legends, that means not just delivering competitive, innovative seasons, but expanding what Apex can be. While the team will continue to refine gameplay and bring new ideas to upcoming seasons, we're also investing in what's next for the franchise, exploring bold experiences that push the boundaries of competitive play while staying true to the spirit of competition, creativity, and integrity that our community expects." Within the Star Wars universe, we're excited to keep building new stories with the next chapter of the Star Wars Jedi series, aiming to raise the bar again for storytelling and gameplay. So I don't know how much this is going to set that back, the next Star Wars game, but I mean, we've just had, I don't know, that Jedi one didn't come out too far ago, so I'm sure it's a ways off. But yeah, man, that one hurt. Anytime I see Titanfall in print, I get excited and then immediately get upset because it's always
never good.
Yeah. So
yeah, that sucks. I just wish they saw the value in front of them if they'd ever put the time and money into developing it and getting it out there. But they won't.
Yep.
They're focused on soccer, and I don't even know. I can't even tell you what he is.
Battlefield, dude. Battlefield is the reason that it doesn't get any respect. From when it, like, they put it out, what was it, like the same day as Titanfall 2?
Yeah, Titanfall
Battlefield
2.
1?
Battlefield 1, which was a banger of a game, and I loved it. And the response from, like, the CEO was like, well, we have gamers who are going to like Battlefield, and then we have gamers who are going to like Titanfall. And, you know, a few will carry over. It's first-person shooter. It's a genre. We like all the first-person shooter games if they're any good.
Was it the same day that they were released?
Or I don't know if it was the same day, but it's just real close
right around
together, at least.
Have you ever heard of a studio putting out two of their games so close together? It was doomed to fail on purpose, man. EA fucked them. It was, it was bullshit. So yeah, it's garbage. All right, moving on to more layoffs. Polygon, one of the biggest video game websites out there, they have been sold to ValeNet Gaming Group. They're a big conglomerate of all sorts of gaming stuff. They also own Game Rant, The Gamer, Fextra Life, Open Critic, Dual Shockers, and Hardcore Gamer as far as their websites go. So yeah, they bought Polygon. There were no mentions of layoffs within the press release talking about the purchase, but we heard from people inside the company that over like 20 staff from the website were no longer with the company. So yeah, I don't know what your personal thoughts are on Polygon. I know a lot of people didn't like them as a website, but it was still, they had that, journalistic integrity for some of the things. It wasn't just like a content aggregator like a lot of these places are. They were actually putting out articles and that sort of stuff within the video game industry in a world where those are getting harder and harder to find. So that's kind of a bummer. And I know that people are upset even with who owned Polygon before, Vox Media, that they would even consider selling it to this ValeNet because they are known as just a content aggregator, just a click farm, basically, with no journalistic integrity or intent. So, there's a lot of upset people, either from within Polygon or people that were fans of the website. So, I mean, this is happening more and more, right? We're seeing these websites getting eaten up by these big conglomerates.
Right. And it's all clickbait shit articles. It's this gamer took 10 years to discover this thing in Minecraft just because some asshole posted on the Minecraft Reddit that they found, like, oh, did you know you can put sticks in the oven and burn them? Yeah, that's the kind of garbage
Yes,
news
dude, half
that's
the
like
time.
constantly on my Google feed. At least
Yes.
Polygon's written by humans who had a little bit of sense of what they were doing and not just trying to get you to click on the website so you can view the ad to make a micro cent off of it.
Yes, you are absolutely right that most of these are just like from Reddit posts and stuff like that. I don't know. All right. Hopefully, again, the people that left Polygon, land on their feet and start doing something. You could come work for Gaming News Weekly. We have, that integrity that's missing out in the world. You're not going to make any money. We don't make any money here. We don't write any articles.
Negotiable salary will start at 0.
Yeah, we just bullshit once a week. It is great. All right. Well, let's talk about PlayStation Plus. The new games coming to PlayStation Plus for the month of May were revealed, and they are Ark Survival Ascended, Balatro, which I just found out that's how you're supposed to say it, Balatro. So I'm trying to get myself to say it that way. And then Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun are all coming May 6th. May the 6th be with you. You know what I'm saying? That's a saying that people say. What are your thoughts on these 3 games?
All great. I've not played Ark Survival Ascended. I've always wanted to.
Me too.
It looks
ever
like
since
it's gonna
Vin
be
Diesel.
pretty good.
Was that the one with Vin Diesel in it?
I think the first. Well, no, it was the sequel, right? The sequel had Vin Diesel.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Never played him,
I don't
but
know
always
either.
wanted to.
I
I mean,
like
it's your Rust, Conan Exiles, yeah, but you're building on the back of dinosaurs and crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And how did you say it's pronounced? Balatro?
Balatro.
Balatro?
It's
oh,
hard
yeah.
after
English
saying it
enjoyment
wrong
right
all
there.
these years.
Yeah. Never played 40K Bolt Gun, but I mean, I was impressed by Space Marine 2. I don't know if this has anything to do with that.
So that's the thing. This one is another, it's hard with those Warhammer games. 90% of the time, they're going to be like some sort of simulation strategy game. This is another one of those first-person shooters. So, I'm excited to check this one out because I didn't get to play Space Marine, but this is another one of those, boomer shooter, Doom-esque style games. So, I'm excited for all 3 of these. I'm probably not going to play Balatro on my PlayStation because I've got, 60 hours in on Steam or whatever. But if you haven't played it, do it. It's awesome. So, great games. Excited for checking those out. All right, and then last up, I want to talk about a new game that was announced, a game called The Shadow Syndicate. This one, it's a narrative-driven stealth action game set in the 30s. It's like this noir, black and white, not black and white, but it's got like that filter on it. What do you call that filter where it just makes everything like kind of tinted?
Like sepia tone?
Yes, that's what I was looking for. It looks like that. But it's like this stealth-based game where you're like this, you're a detective trying to solve a crime or whatever like that. You got to go through, you could be sneaky, you could go through and just shoot everybody. And it's really cool because like, it's all these muted tones and then there's like bright red, like blood or like indicators on who you need to shoot. But the best part, everybody's got a dog head for some reason. I don't know why. Why? I wonder. I don't know.
I mean,
it's weird.
I don't know. That's stylistic. Like we saw that the one about, it was a music game just recently where they're all animals.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. It's just a weird thing because they all have clothes and they all have bodies and hands and stuff like that, but they all have different breeds of dogs for a head. And that maybe, if it was just stylistic, it drew me in.
I'll tell you what it is. It is the furry agenda normalizing this stuff.
It's happening.
Little by
Next
little.
thing you know, they're going to have litter boxes in schools.
Oh.
So I don't know. I'm excited. I always like a good noir story. This one's set in Brooklyn. Dog heads, private detectives. So, this one looks fun. We've got no release date for it, but, you can put it on your wish list right now and check it out sometime in the future. You could interrogate other people with dog heads, maybe torture them with you hold out like a bacon strip in front of them or something and they just lose their shit. I wonder if they're gonna have dog like thoughts,
like a stake on a fishing line, and you pull the bad guy toward you.
Or like you're doing like the stealth mission, and you just like throw like a stick, and the dog runs and goes and gets it, so you can like run past them. That would be a good idea. Yeah. Or you like rub one of them's belly so that they fall asleep. I don't know.
You're investigating by following like a trail of urine or something.
Yes. Yeah. You just constantly have to pee on things throughout the game. That's how you save.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've got some good ideas for the Shadow Syndicate.
Make our own game.
I think so. I think we should. But these are all just dogs with the heads of humans. I think, you know, not to steal their whole idea. We'll do our own thing. But all right. That's all I got. You got anything else?
Nah, that's it.
Perfect. What a perfect show. Couldn't get any better. And I'll tell you what. You're welcome, everybody. But yeah, please check us out on YouTube. The channel is called Pop Culture Playground. You can find this show there. You can subscribe. You can watch this. This is going to have all the trailers. You can see the dog-head people in this world. You can't do that if you want to just listen to the podcast. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I know you're on the go. You're shopping. You're going to school. You're going to work. You want podcasts. And then maybe after that, you can look at the trailers. But we're also, on podcasts. Anywhere podcasts are found, type in GNW. And you'll have this show. Again, make sure you subscribe so that way it's ready to go Monday morning, every single Monday morning, with all the biggest news from the gaming industry. You can also check us out on TikTok and Blue Sky. And that's it. So, anything else?
Nah. We got, let's see, we got like some Xbox State of Play stuff coming up pretty soon, but we'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for more stuff. I'm excited for some games coming out. I got to get through Clair Obscur because Doom's coming out soon. So, yeah, I'm going to go do that now. I'm going to go play some more of this beautiful French weird game. And you should too, everybody. Go play Clair Obscur. All right, that's it. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.